make sure you hit that subscribe button. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Meek Mill is finally about to get a new lawyer, and Drake is the biggest troll in the game. Plus, Jim Jones says he gonna wear his Gucci. Let's talk hip hop. Alright, so this is like some really good news, right, when it comes to Meek Mill, right? So for everybody, I mean, like you guys already know, right? Meek Mill has been going through a lot of like legal turmoil for like the last 10 years, right? So the reason why it all started was because he got arrested like back in 2007 or something like that, and the cop says that he pointed the gun at a police officer, at the cop, which is the reason why they arrested him, right? Meek Mill did have a gun on him. He was in possession of a gun. Did he point the gun at the police officer? Probably not, because if he did, he'd be dead right now, right? Anybody who points a gun at a police officer is trying to commit suicide by cop. You feel me? So, you know, that's a lie. But anyway, they charged him with that and possession of the gun, and they gave him actually probation, right, for a certain amount of time. He actually didn't do any jail time. Well, I mean, he did jail time during the trial, but then they actually let Meek Mill out, right? And he was cool with that. He decided to do the probation thing versus doing, let's say, 5 years in jail for the gun, right? So cool, right? But when you're on probation, you have to, you know, constantly get permission from like the judge that's over your trial. Sometimes you need permission from the DA office to like go on vacation, to go overseas, to go to a different state, whatever the case may be, right? If Meek Mill was like a regular Joe Blow, then he probably wouldn't have any issues, but he's not, right? So being the fact that he's a famous rapper. Oh, and by the way, when he got convicted of all this, he wasn't a famous rapper. He was just a nigga from Philly. Now that he developed into a famous rapper and he's trying to go overseas to do certain shows and go, you know, across the country, maybe to California to do interviews. If he wants to go to a Raptors game, like in Toronto or something, like because him and Drake like to bet on games and stuff, it ain't happening. The judge is saying, hell no. Why you always asking to go out of town? But it's Meek Mill. It's not like some regular guy. Part of his job requires him to constantly go out of town all the time, right? Not only that, but you know, she violated him because he got arrested in New York for popping a wheelie on the street, right? Even though New York dropped the charges because it's a minor traffic violation, she violated him, which means that she said, no, now you have to go back to jail for at least 2 to 4 years. Not only that, but she's constantly dragging the probation out. So now he's been on probation since like 2008. So that's 11 years now. And, you know, there are rumors that she asked Meek Mill to like redo an Old Boyz II Men song for her and her husband, because she wanted to present that to her husband as like an anniversary gift. And what would be way better than a dope ass anniversary gift to have a multi-platinum rapper, you know, redo an old song for you, just for you, and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a lot. The public perceives this as Judge Brinkley being super biased against Meek Mill, right? He's filed motions to have her recuse herself, which means have her step down as his lawyer, right? And last year, 2018, she wrote a 47, this is how obsessed Judge Brinkley is with Meek Mill, that she wrote a 47-page letter detailing why she shouldn't and why she wouldn't recuse herself and step down as the judge, right? So the the Pennsylvania DA said, you know, last year that he thinks that she should step down, but that was it. So he said he thinks she should step down, and then nothing else came after that. Well, on Wednesday, the day before yesterday, he finally filed a motion to the Superior Court of Philadelphia to have Judge Brinkley step down, right? So this is a victory for Meek Mill. The only thing is that she still has to understand and see what they're talking about and then say, okay, fine, I'll step down. I don't think that they can just take her off his trial. She has to physically be willing to step down, right? And her ego ain't gonna let her do that, yo. No, not after all this time. Not after 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. I think that if she steps down now, she will feel like she failed, right? Or she will feel like they won or they got the best of her, right? But what Meek Mill and his lawyer are trying to do really is just get the whole thing thrown out. They're saying, okay, fine. Meek Mill's time that he's been in jail all together throughout these years adds up to about 5 years. Plus he's been on probation. Plus he had to deal with a biased lawyer. So why don't we just clear this whole thing up with time served? We know Meek Mill ain't gonna be in the hood in Germantown pointing guns at cops or anything like that because he's Meek Mill at this point in his life. So like, let him go, you know, free Meek for real. And even though he's not in jail, he's still not free. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what they're going to try to do, but they're going to present that to a new lawyer, right? So we'll see what not a new lawyer, a new judge, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll you know, stand by. But for now, Judge Brinkley is still his lawyer, but she should be hopefully stepping down very soon. Meek Mill gets a new lawyer, a new judge. Then him and his lawyer will present the new case to the new judge, and then maybe that new judge will say, you know what? Looking at all the evidence and the time that Meek Mill served and all that stuff like that, bang, here's the hammer, you're free to go. You know, that would be ideal. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.
In the whole world, look around you. Look at this. We created this. This didn't exist before we were here. Look around at the square. I promise you right now, we did this. Doesn't matter what anybody says. They can say it's disrespectful. They can say it's this and that. Everybody's within the rules. Everybody's doing their thing. All we are is proud and passionate. We are like a college sports team. The Toronto Raptors are a college sports team. I promise you. I love Toronto. I love this team. And we're going to the NBA Finals.
Everybody knows that Drake loves the Toronto Raptors, right? Because that's where he's from, right? Like me, I love the New York Knicks, even though they constantly are losing. You know, it's because I'm from New York, so it's been hard for us Knicks fans, but I'm gonna stick with the Knicks, right? So Toronto Raptors in the series right now with the Milwaukee Bucks, right? And this shit is funny because like Drake is like getting super hype and super excited on the sidelines and screaming and distracting the players and distracting the coach and just like everything, right? So the daughter of one of the owners, some white girl, she's cute by the way, so she decides to troll Drake like crazy, right? And wears a t-shirt with Pusha T on it. Yo, straight up savage, right? But Drake don't even give a fuck. He's like, yo, it's all fair in war. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you tickets to the OVO Fest, by the way, right? OVO Fest is gonna be in Toronto, and I'm sure that he will actually get her tickets to the OVO Fest, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like she like hates Drake. It's not like she's like, oh motherfucker, but she's like, this dude is wilding right now, so I'm gonna troll him and I'm gonna sit here and wear this Pusha t-shirt, right? Drake found it so funny, in fact, right, that he went on his Instagram and changed like his main picture to a picture of her. Hey, yo, and I'm sure that she probably thinks it's funny too, because, I mean, come on, man. If you trolling Drake, you got to be ready and you got to be prepared for the backlash of what Drake is about to do, right? So this is cool, right? Fans ain't getting at her like that. Fans ain't getting at Drake like that. I've seen them like the fans of the Milwaukee Bucks. They all over the news and shit like that, talking about, yo, Drake needs to calm down. He needs to sit down, whatever. He's distracting the players and all that stuff, but whatever, right? And it's just hilariously funny because they're like, why is the coach even focused on some crazy ass Toronto fan who's distracting the players? But it's not just a Toronto fan that's distracted, it's Drake. He's a multi-platinum millionaire rapper superstar, and of course he's going to distract the players, right? It's not me that's in the front row talking shit, because they'd probably be like, who the hell is this nigga with the beard, right? It's Drake. You know what I'm saying? So it's all funny, man. Let's see who wins the series. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. So Jim Jones says, don't ask me about Gucci, Goofy. When Dap starts selling 2Ds instead of 2Gs, I'll stop rocking it. But until then, eat your heart out. Any rappers have issues with that? I'm never hard to find. Amen. P.S. Looking like I bragged the skull, looking like I brang the skull back, right? Look, here's the thing, right? So Jim Jones is a legend. He's an OG, right? He's from Harlem. He a street dude. He's about the culture. What else? Dipset. You know what I'm saying? He ain't about no bullshit. He's a little bit older too, so he's not like one of these little young dumb motherfuckers where I'll be like, yo, the nigga's young, you know, give him a pass or whatever like that. So I have mixed feelings about this whole situation because I have like the utmost respect for like Jim Jones and everybody in Dipset, right? But I do feel like we need to stick together and we need to be boycotting Gucci, right? We can't give these motherfuckers any kind of publicity or anything, and especially somebody like a Jim Jones who has such a big following. You're gonna influence other people to be like, okay, fine, I'll wear my Gucci. And that's exactly what they want. They want to disrespect our people and then just watch some of us say, nah, hell no, I'm not rocking with Gucci, like T.I., and then others like, you know, Kodak or Jim or whoever to be like, shit, I'm still rocking my Gucci, because they find that funny as hell. They like, look at these motherfuckers. They can't even stick to something. They can't even stick to a plan. They can't even be united for a little bit. They think that they're going to change something? You know, fuck out of here, right? And that will give them a free pass to keep on disrespecting us, right? The fact that Jim Jones is from Harlem, though, is very important because Dapper Dan is somebody who works for Gucci and he is also from Harlem. So Dapper Dan is a dude from like back in the day who used to like go down to Canal Street and buy like Gucci fabric, but not only Gucci, he used to do it for Louis Vuitton, Chanel, just pretty much all the luxury brands. And back in the day, you know, those brands didn't really make stuff for us. They still kind of really don't make stuff for us, right? But anyway, back in the day, they really didn't make stuff for us, right? So what Dapper Dan used to do was he used to get like, let's say a Gucci material from Canal Street. He would come back to the hood. He had a brownstone that he had his whole shop in, and he would basically sew on the Gucci fabric over like maybe a sports jacket or over an NBA hat or something like that, or over some Nike sneakers, and they'd be like Gucci Nike collab sneakers, or you know, a sports jacket with like Gucci pattern on the back or whatever like that, or Gucci pattern here on the sleeve and here on the sleeve or something like that. And he would resell it to like, really he would sell it to like the dope boys in the hood, people that was like selling crack. This was the 80s, people that was selling heroin, moving bricks and everything. A lot of people from Harlem and from the Bronx, right? When the rappers started coming up and the rappers actually looked up to the drug dealers, the rappers said, I want to buy stuff that the drug dealers are wearing. And that's how you had like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and everybody like that, because these people wanted to wear the gold chains, the rope chains, and the 4-finger rings and everything like the dope dealers did. And the dope dealers had on the MCM jackets, custom made from Dapper Dan, and you know, then the rappers would want that too, right? So, you know, fast forward like 25, 30 years, Dapper Dan actually works for Gucci now, right? He's black and he works for Gucci, and he's not gonna quit Gucci because, you know, they misstepped and did some ignorant shit. What he actually did was he put out a statement saying that he's gonna have the owner of Gucci come to Harlem so that he could see, you know, the culture and kind of be a little bit more educated, because Dapper Dan feels like they weren't trying to be racist on purpose, but it's just that they don't know and they're not culturally sensitive, so they made a mistake. That's what Dapper Dan said. So, okay, now I can see why Jim Jones would be like, yo, I'm wearing my Gucci, because if Dapper Dan, somebody who Jim Jones probably looks up to, is still working for Gucci and says that they made a mistake, then why wouldn't Jim Jones wear his Gucci? Especially, and Jim Jones is not wearing Gucci that he got like out of the Gucci store. He's wearing Dapper Dan's specific brand of Gucci, so he's still kind of supporting a black man. I get all of that. I get all of it. But at the same time, bro, you're still supporting Gucci as well. So it's just kind of weird, right? And I have the most respect for Jim Jones and Dapper Dan, but not Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I have like really mixed feelings about this, but I don't know, man. That's just the way I feel about it. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about this and the other two stories in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram and Twitter. You already know what to do. Peace.